Game 7 between the Spurs and Thunder was still in the second quarter. When Stephon Castle was yanked to the floor by Alex Caruso, he was furious and ready to retaliate. Then suddenly, a figure rushed over and grabbed him tightly. "Bro, we need you." That one sentence instantly calmed Castle down. And what made the moment even more unbelievable was this: the person holding him back was fellow rookie Dylan Harper. When people talk about Harper, the first label that comes to mind is usually this: the son of five-time NBA champion Ron Harper. Those basketball genes gave him a head start, but they also meant living under his father's shadow and enduring extra attention and scrutiny. Unlike many prospects with NBA bloodlines who became famous at a young age because of overwhelming talent, Dylan Harper's journey was remarkably quiet and grounded. Raised mostly by his mother, Maria, Dylan never relied on his father's connections to take shortcuts. Instead, he stayed in the gym and focused on mastering the fundamentals of both offense and defense. He never relied on his father's NBA pedigree. If anything, it only made him more determined to prove himself through his own ability. By his sophomore year, he began making a name for himself on the AAU circuit. Then came a breakout junior season. He averaged 25 points per game, won Player of the Year honors, and earned 5-star recruit status from national media outlets. But while Dylan was building momentum, he was also watching his older brother's journey unfold. His brother, 5 years older, spent 4 full years in college, went undrafted, and fought for opportunities in the G League. Watching that taught Dylan an important lesson. A basketball family might bring attention, but if you want to go further, you have to earn it yourself. After graduating from high school, Dylan Harper followed in his brother's footsteps and committed to Rutgers University. There, he averaged 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Against Alabama, he exploded for a career-high 37 points. Leading up to the NBA draft, multiple teams called San Antonio to inquire about the second overall pick. But despite already having De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle in the backcourt, the Spurs rejected every trade proposal. They were fully committed to selecting Dylan Harper with the second pick. When the season began, Harper found himself coming off the bench. His minutes were scattered and inconsistent. Keep in mind, the other 4 players selected in the top 5 of the 2025 draft were all starters. Harper was the only one sitting on the bench. For any highly drafted rookie, that would be difficult to accept. At the same time, opinions about him were all over the place. Most people viewed him as a solid prospect with an NBA bloodline, someone who would struggle to establish himself quickly in a league full of elite talent. At one point, his name even started popping up in trade rumors, but Harper never publicly pushed back. When asked about comparisons with the other rookies in his class, he calmly said this:
But I think just not comparing myself to anyone and just kind of running my own race, because I think we're all in different situations, and I'm blessed to be in this one.
And honestly, it didn't sound like something a 19-year-old would say. It sounded more like a veteran who had already spent years in the league. Eventually, the Spurs front office made it clear that Harper was untouchable. Then Manu Ginobili personally took him under his wing. The two communicated almost every day, whether it was in the office, the weight room, or the team cafeteria. Most importantly, Manu taught him how to thrive in a bench role. Then the playoffs arrived, and that became the real test. In Game 3 of the first round of the 2026 playoffs, Victor Wembanyama was unavailable. The Spurs fell behind by 15 points. Most people assumed the young team was about to collapse. Instead, Harper took over down the stretch. He finished the game shooting 9 for 12 from the field and 4 for 5 from 3, finishing with 27 points and 10 rebounds. Then he hit a series of clutch shots to complete the comeback. In Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, starting point guard De'Aaron Fox was ruled out with an injury. Harper didn't learn he would be starting until just a few hours before tip-off. He responded by playing 47 minutes, surviving 2 overtimes, and putting up 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 7 steals. After the game, every camera seemed focused on the 19-year-old rookie. Fans started realizing he was the real thing. But Harper barely reacted. In fact, during his post-game interview, he calmly said, "I just want to play for the Spurs. I don't want to be anywhere else." Looking back now, that moment when he held Castle back says everything. With one shout, the rookie protected his teammate from making a costly mistake, and over the course of an entire season, he proved through his composure and production that he deserves to be part of this franchise's future. San Antonio has seen its share of legends, and this time, they may have found another one. Dylan Harper, a young player who doesn't want to become the next anybody. He only wants to become the first version of himself.